Because what I'm going to share with you are things that I've personally learned in my time accomplishing a fair amount, definitely a very respectable amount, but nowhere near what some of these people that I spend time with on a weekly basis, what they've accomplished. Anyways, so the first secret of the top 1% is they realize that the woman they choose will be the most important decision that they ever make. Outside of work, as men, the thing that consumes most of our time is usually women. Whether that be chasing women, having experiences, having fun, whatever, doing your thing, being single, spreading your wings, all that stuff, which by the way, I have done plenty of in the past. It's a lot of fun. Enjoy yourself. Do it if you want to do it. And also don't ever let anyone shame you into thinking that's wrong. It's not wrong at all, but it is undeniably a distraction. So obviously, to build a brighter future, the best thing you can have by your side is an incredible woman. But at the end of the day, most men don't choose the right woman to have by their side. Most men that want to accomplish something big in life don't have a partner that understands their grand ambition and understands that they need a safe space at home. If they're going out and they're conquering and they're doing all of this for their future family, for their wife, at home, it needs to be a safe space. It needs to be a safe, loving, nurturing, caring environment. Or at least that's what applies to extremely ambitious men, which if you're watching this, I assume is the category of men that you fall into. So either men choose women that are too turbulent, or, and I see this a lot as well, men choose women simply based on their looks. And at the end of the day, looks fade. Looks fade, and so does attraction. And I'm talking about some of the most beautiful women on earth. I'm talking your 10 out of 10s. I'm going to be very honest with you. For every, beautiful girl, 10 out of 10 you see, there is a man at home who's been with that person for years, and no matter how beautiful she is, he's bored of her attraction. He's bored of her looks. And that's just kind of what we're like as men. But so many guys are so stupid, and they think, oh, just because she's pretty, okay, cool, she'll be the woman by my side. It's very foolish, because if you have grand ambitions in life, it's gonna get turbulent, and you need a good person by your side. And that's really what I've noticed with the most successful men, and for me, the most respectable men that I've ever seen is, listen, if they wanted to, they had their turbulence in the past. Like they enjoyed themselves, they had their experiences, they did whatever they wanted to do. And some men that I meet that I really respect and are multi-billionaires, they've only had one partner their entire life, and that's beautiful as well. But whether you go down the path of high school sweethearts, or whether you have your Playboy era, the destination needs to be the same, which is an incredible woman by your side, and a woman that you choose not based purely on looks, or, oh, if I go to a dinner party and, I got a beautiful woman by my side, I'll have more respect. Because listen, I can tell you high-level men, they don't respect that. I think when I see a guy and he has a beautiful woman by his side and I know that it's just a little bit of fun for him, sure, that's great. But when that's his queen, like that's the woman by his side, and she's pretty and that's it, but she has no social intelligence, or they're at a dinner table and, she's on her phone, or she just doesn't really know how to represent her and her man, what respect is there in that? So just understand, for the men watching this, and as you guys know, I speak specifically to men, but still shout out to the 10% or 12% of women that watch this. As a man, the most important decision you will make in your life is the woman that you have by your side. The second success secret, and this is something that personally comes from me, and I tell people this all the time, everyone deserves an opinion, not everyone deserves a say. And here's what I mean by that. There are certain things in life that I simply do not know. I've not done the research. I don't have any life experience. And one of my favorite things, when someone asks me my opinion on something that I'm just not very well educated on, I haven't really given much thought or time or attention to it, I just love being able to say, I'll be honest, I don't really have an opinion on that. Or I just say, I can't really make an informed judgment on that. So what I mean by this is, I believe everyone deserves an opinion. Everyone can have an opinion, but not everyone deserves a say. And you need to understand that this applies to your parents, to your friends, to maybe sometimes even in your business. I will always take the opinion of everyone in my business, but some people, they deserve an opinion, but they don't deserve a say. And I don't mean that to belittle anyone, because there's areas of my life where I should definitely be allowed an opinion, but maybe I don't really deserve a say, because I don't have enough experience in that to really bring anything meaningful to the table. So just remember this next time you're letting other people's judgments cloud that inner direction that you have, because a lot of people around you will give you their opinion, your friends, your family, all this, and let them have their opinions, but they shouldn't have a say in how your life goes, because who are they to tell you? Unless it's someone who's extremely successful of what you've done, then yeah, they should probably have a bit of a say in what's going on. So from day one, always distinguish what is an opinion and what is good advice. Those two things are very different. This third success secret of the top 1% is once they make money, and especially when they make money in a bulk amount, because a lot of people, maybe they sell their company, maybe they have, a massive month in their business, maybe they sign a big contract. Once they get a big sum of money in, they go and buy assets. And the reason that is especially in your first, I would say really even your first 10 to 20 years in business or in your career, you are a massive liability to yourself. If you make a lot of money, there's a high chance, a high probability that you will spend it, or maybe you have a rough period in your life, or maybe you just have a quarter life or a midlife crisis. I mean, these things happen. So instead of having all this cash, instead, when you get a big lump sum of cash in, go buy assets. Go buy assets and go buy good quality things that are a little difficult to sell. Because here's the thing, go invest a percentage of your portfolio into stocks, into crypto. Sure, do these things, but at the end of the day, it's just one click of a button and you can sell it. Whereas when you're buying things like physical gold, when you're buying things like houses, even later down the line, like I've been doing a lot of in the last couple of years, buying equity in businesses, these aren't things that you can just sell easily. So once you start making good amounts of money, just remember you will be the biggest liability to yourself. Just remember that you have a long career ahead of you, and there's always time to buy the glamorous things that you want and do this and do that. And you can do those things, but first go buy some assets. Go get that money away from you. Now, the next success secret is do what's practical, not what's sexy. The most successful people I've met, they haven't made their money by having an active wear brand or by building this super complicated product that took $73 million in investment to go off the ground. No, most of them make money in really boring ways, really old traditional B2B services, building software and then licensing it out to big corporations, import and export, logistics, timber. Like honestly, the richest people I've met, they don't do things that are like that billion-dollar unicorn company. They just find areas in the market where there's inefficiencies or where they can just do something even 3% better. And because of that, they get more of the market shares. So yeah, really what it comes down to is don't think that you need to build a billion-dollar unicorn company. Just understand that there's money literally all around you, and it doesn't need to be as sexy as you think it does. Now, the next success secret is that the morning sets the tone for the rest of the day. I have friends of mine that are multi-billionaires, and some of them wake up at 10 a.m. and some of them wake up at 6 a.m. and they're equally as successful. Because I have friends of mine that work in different time zones, so for them to wake up at 10 a.m. makes more sense. And I have friends that have physical offices and only work in one country, so they don't really need to think about time zones. So for them, it's nice to wake up at 6 a.m., wake up, get a training session in, be in the office by 8 or 9. So just understand this whole like 5 a.m., 4 a.m. Like you don't need to wake up early necessarily to be successful. You just need to wake up at a time that makes the most sense for you. And that can be different for different people. I personally wake up at 8 a.m. Back when I used to live in London, 5 years ago, I used to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. That worked for me for a while until I realized that actually I'm not really a morning person. And then I stuck to 6:30 because 6:30 I would wake up, my personal trainer would be at my house, would be at the gym by 7 o'clock. And that worked for me for a few years. And then now, since I moved to Dubai, I have 150 employees and most of my employees are in America or UK. So, now 8, sometimes even 8:30, that works a little better for me. So it's not about the time that you wake up. Instead, it's about having a set morning routine, a set thing that you do every single morning, and just understanding that you can't crawl out of bed, eat a high sugar breakfast, scroll on your phone, watch some YouTube, and think that that's going to be an impactful way to start your day.